blonde, my eyes went blue, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm someone else. That's what happened. Literally, that day, I'll never forget the day. As soon as I hit that front tuck, bang, like that, I felt the birth of H2O. Because the inhibitions went, the vulnerability went, the fear went, the anxiety went. Every single thing literally was gone. And I was on that stage and I was just like, I am the man. And Kenrick is not like that. Because Kenrick is more so, I'm just here, I catch joke and whatever. But at that point there, it's like this cloak. It's like literally something just went, and this big giant K just came on my chest like Superman. Like it's embedded at that point. I just carried on dancing and I felt my body just go somewhere else. So you will feel it. And also it's like it's a neo moment. You know when you're doing a routine, I don't know if you've ever heard, you know when you do a routine and you bang out a routine so much, all of a sudden you feel like you can see yourself doing a routine, or you feel yourself that you've gone somewhere. That's the neo state. When neo went, I understand, and it just went like that, and the bullet stopped, and he held the bullet, boom, and it just stood there like this, and going, clap, 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 and everything just made sense. Like that binary code was there. That's that moment. That's the neo moment. That's the moment where your alter ego is saying, let me free. Let me free. And when it does that, allow yourself to free, let you to be free. So for me, like, my animal is a Pegasus horse, a flying horse. Yeah, I have two of them tied on my legs because to me they're blessings. And at that point, I just felt like, I don't know if you remember cartoon called Visionaries, and they have the animals that come out of their chest. Oh, it's way old school. But at that point, I just thought, my animal is a horse. I thought this horse is coming in front of me. But spirit, people might think I'm mad, but that's, for me, when it comes to the dance and the movement, when I know H2O is at its peak, it just goes, and I feel myself going. By doing that, I've then created other sub-egos on top of H2O. So depending on the different styles I do, but also depending on the type of different egos. So like with the film Matrix, and when he speaks to the architect, and there are different versions of these emotional neos. That's what I have. And I've kind of been very inspired from Matrix, that's why the first one Matrix, because it's about adapting to your surroundings. And my thing was, we have to adapt to our surroundings, we have to adapt towards our street dogs at the time. So we have to make sure we know the elements. And at the time, it was popping, locking, breaking. So we have to make sure we learn all three. We have to know all three. So it was literally that kind of mentality. So you will feel that neo state if you allow it to come. And you lose all inhibition, you lose all fear, you lose all vulnerability. And it's that leap of faith. Once you do that, it's just gone. And your body you feel it in your body. You know, like even sometimes if you're a battler, and you battle to a point, and your body you're going, and whether you win or lose, to you it's just beautiful. Or you dance so hard that when you come off stage, you cry. I don't know what's you become teary. It hits you to a point that it just tastes better than food. Like literally, it just feels, it's like, just talking about it now, I can feel a part of me just like that, because I'm connecting with that neo state. And that's what it should be. It should be at the point where, you know, as soon as a track comes in, and it always happens, as soon as I hear a track, and it's a banging track, if you know me well enough, you see my face, I just like that. And I'm just like, it's at that point there, H2O and Kenrick are just doing this. Who's coming? Let me out. I'm like, no, cool, bro. You don't have to move. You don't have to be like, no, man, you're not hearing this beat, bro. You're not hearing this beat. Let me bang this out. So sometimes, if you see me in the studio, and I've gone somewhere, it's because I've allowed H2O to go and do his thing. And I'm dancing, and something now and again, I just look at you. And it's not me screwing you, it's literally H2O literally going, can you see what I'm doing for? Seriously, and this is I've not actually ever spoken to this about you, but if you see me in the studio, you see me jamming, and at one point I just look at you, that's not Kenrick. I want you to understand that's H2O literally in the moment, he's just feeling the beat, and it just feels like you're in his presence. So he's gonna look at you and be like, what are you saying? Are you exchanging? Are you this? Are you that? boom, what are you saying? Boom, because right about now, there's a whole lot of ruckus up in here, and I'm just ready to just set loose and go mad with the Louis. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And by having that leap of faith, that's what's going me to be very confident in my dance. Because I've taken that leap of faith, and I've not turned back, and I won't turn back. Yeah? You'll find that Neo said, you'll be able to stop bullets. Not in real life, but I get it. Yeah. Alright. So on, new question. You got one? Cool?
Oh, yeah, it's just a general question, and it's just like, about just personally, like, just let it go. Like, especially because whenever I'm around dancers, I get so scared, because I'm so inexperienced as well, so it's just like, just get so scared.
What do you mean by inexperienced?
Well, probably is the wrong word, but like, I haven't been dancing for that long. I'm going to be 2 years next year. So whenever I'm around dancers, I just get so scared to even get up and dance, because I just feel like I'll just look so stupid and I can't dance at all.
Sis, for me, I says this: don't watch other people. Like, okay, we are in this field where it is about opinions. It's not about opinions, but opinions and criticism and ridicule. It will come our way. You know what I mean? And you have to put yourself in the line of fire to feel the burn. And once you feel the burn, it ain't so bad, because it's again a leap of faith. You have to lose all of that, because as soon as you lose that, it is one of the most beautiful feelings ever. It's like when you're searching for something. I always go to trainers. Trainers my best thing. You know when you find a pair of trainers and it's just the most. It's like the most.
Did that today.
Kicks. You know you find a pair of trainers. Oh my gosh, fam, have you seen these trainers? And your whole body does this. Like, oh my. Why? It's a pair of trainers. Why are you getting so gassed? Oh my god. Oh my god. Lads. They say, you know how much it is? You don't care how much it is, bro. That point, that is what you want. You want to have that point where it's just like, oh, you want to get that feeling after you dance. And it feels so nice, because then once you get past that, everything else becomes easier. Trust me. You just one day, you just got to come into it, like that's it, like if you come to a BSI jam. If you come to a jam and it's a circle, just step in. 10 seconds, I guarantee. Just do 10 seconds. Even if it's shooking. Just do 10, no seriously, just do 10 seconds. You understand? Because once you've done that 10 seconds, you'll come out and you're like, oh my god, oh my god, like a heart ready to just come out your chest. Oh, come back. But at that point, then once you've done it, you go, that wasn't really that bad. Let me do 20 seconds this time. Then you do 20 seconds. Third time, you're there for 2 minutes. People are like, you can come out now. You can come out now. It's just, you know what I mean? You just got to like, it's not about how many years you do it. It's not about how many years, because there are people that dance longer than you and they still don't do solo pieces and they still don't freestyle. It's not about how many years, and it's not about your age. Trust me, it's not. It is literally about how much you want it. If you want it, you have to let go. It's your responsibility to let go, because you're going to bring a different energy to the field that we need. You know what I mean? Every single person who is a part of this, you're a part of this for a reason. And it is your responsibility to give us your energy in order to make sure that the world of dance is constantly blessed with the right nutrients. And the right nutrients is the feel and the passion. You don't have to be the best at technique. You don't have to be the best. I think some people really they hit hard on themselves, like, I'm not the best. But the thing about it, to be very militant on yourself, if you're not the best at your technique, fix up. Work on it. But your technique and your passion is two different things. If you love your dance, you're going to make it happen. If you love expressing yourself, if you love being an expressionist, express yourself. You know what I mean? Even if you find the long route about it, or other stuff that you like doing, yeah, which has nothing to do with dance, but it just makes you more confident just to be able to express yourself. Go the long route about it as well. Sometimes people say, oh, there's not enough time, I've only been doing it for 2 years, I've been doing this long, time is of the essence. Yeah, time don't wait for no one. But if you value time, you're going to use it wisely. You know what I mean? And you're going to use it to a point that every single shred or every time you're just trying to scratch off pieces of that wall that is stopping you from getting past, you're using that time wisely. You know what I mean? But just don't give a damn. Do you know what I mean? Don't care. I think the problem is that in this generation, there's a lot more thinking of fear because there's a lot of stuff that's exposed to you guys. YouTube, you know what I mean? The multimedia. It kind of really encompasses a thing about not uncertainty. Because it's like, you have to go down that route, or you have to go down that route, or you have to do this, or you have to do that. When we started, there was no YouTube, there was no Facebook, MySpace just about came out, you know what I mean? So, the social media was not as big as it was now. Wasn't that big. Internet itself was not that big. So we had to fend for ourselves. So we would create us, and we would do the style the way we know the style, and that's all we knew of that style. You know what I mean? Here now there's a lot of conscious effort to try and please other people. Do you know what I mean? And if you're forever trying to please other people, you're not pleasing yourself. You please yourself first before you can please other people. You have to help yourself first before you can help others. How are you going to try and pull people off a cliff and you're hanging off the cliff? Don't make sense. You have to put yourself in the right space to then pull people up. But if you're there like holding by your fingertip and you're still trying to pull up people, it's foolishness. You understand what I'm saying? If you're on an aeroplane and the aeroplane wants to go into some kind of emergency, you have to put your vest on first before you put someone else's vest on. If you're fully engaged and know what you're doing, then you can help other people. You know what I mean? Because it's even to a point where, sometimes when people are not so confident, trying to advise other people that are not so confident, sometimes it's like you're kind of doing the reverse because you're going to put your fears, your anxiety on them. No, it's not that. If you're going to help someone, help them to build themselves, or you work together to get to that journey, that place. You know what I mean? So for you guys, it's like, as young people, who's the oldest in here? Might be him in it.
I'm 19.
Yeah, 19.
19, 19, oh, 19 to 19 or 12, 11. For you guys, in regards to your choreographic development and conceptual development and musicality, the first thing for me personally, in order for that, the fourth element of the workshop you're doing, which is the performance, you have to have this unlocked for yourself. Once you have those three things unlocked for yourself, this becomes nothing. Performance becomes nothing. Because choreographically, you know where you want to go with your movement. Conceptually, you know what you want with regards to the feel and the movement of it. Musicality, you are embedded and you have that relationship with your music down to a T that no one can't tell you nothing. Because you've had that relationship with music. Do you understand what I'm saying? So your performance becomes second nature. Your aim is to have your performance second nature. You shouldn't even think about your performance. You shouldn't think about your facial expressions because the way you feel for what you need for your piece is already there. So you sit into it nicely. You understand what I'm saying? The way you stage it, you know how you want to feel. So you've already put that invisible swagger on before you've even stepped on stage, before you even put the costume on. So the costume coming on is just an extra added tone or added texture towards what you should have already. You want to show off because look at what I've created. Now enjoy my show. You want to connect with the audience, but you're already connecting with the audience because as soon as you come on stage, your presence and your physicality and your character has already set the tone. Because they already know you as an artist, you're going to take it to the next level. So the expectation of what you're going to bring is always high. And with that, there are pros and cons. So for me, and the success in which we have done as a company, the expectation of what people expect from us is always high. And this is where the gift and the curse comes this role. Just like Batman, just like Superman, just like Blade. With great power comes great responsibility. So, if you have that, which you guys have, you have to start stirring up to make sure that people are aware of it. And people will alienate you because maybe your mentality and your thought process is different to others. And they can't communicate, they don't understand it. You understand what I'm saying? When people don't really understand you, they alienate you. They think, no, it's wrong. It's not wrong. It's just that maybe my way of thinking is what I think. Yeah? Because we used to get that a lot back in the day. We would do something crazy, people say that's not that. Then 3 years down the line, people are doing it, and then breaking convention comes, and then international companies come, and they start doing it, and everyone's like, oh my god, it's amazing. Whoa, let's go back to 3 years ago. We were doing that 3 years ago. How now are you trying to say that's cool, when we were doing the same thing 3 years ago? And what I think, another thing for you guys to understand as well, UK, where we're at, is very, very inspirational, and it is very pioneering. Very pioneering. There's a lot of stuff from a dance point of view that, as much as it may feel like it came from America, it was here first. What we didn't do is we just didn't show off, you know. And whatever we created got exposed and made it look bigger in America. So for me, that's why I'm very patriotic when it comes to the UK. And that's why I'm very fired up about what we do, because I know what we did over the last 30 years of me dancing. I know what we did. I did my research. You know, you guys are in a good position to make things happen, because the majority of you guys are all part of quite big establishments which make things happen anyway. So you're already getting, you know, a couple steps. And then with these little things like this, conversations, they're going to spark up here. Because to be honest, it's not about sparking this, it's about sparking up here. The whole point of these workshops is not about the physical stuff. You did some physical stuff with Burtis. You did some stuff with skills, you did some stuff with Ricardo. For me, I'd rather talk to you lot first before any physical stuff, because it's about this. Because you can have all the dance in the world, but if you're not confident, that dance won't mean nothing. Do you know what I mean? You can have all the technique in the world, all the technique in house, but unless you're ready to show it off, then it's just a present in a box, and you've never opened it. Do you know what I mean? You have to be prepared to utilize everything in order to make sure that the performance side becomes second nature. Your neo state, that's what you want. If there's anything that we can create today, the neo state, you want to have that. And it should be something that's already created, and it's just waiting to come out. And when it comes out, the X factor. You notice when you watch performances and certain people stand out more than others. And regardless of whether they're doing the same routine as someone else, they just stand out a little bit more. That's the true essence of what the X factor is. It's like there's an energy around this person, and when they dance, like they're present, they could just be standing there, and already just like, whoa. One key person who had that was Michael Jackson. Then anyone who's ever seen any videos of Michael walks out, and what he was so clever was, what's so clever about it, he had that state. He had that state. He was embedded in that. I remember watching a performance when he came up from the ground, and for at least a minute, he didn't do nothing. He had his hat down and just like that, boom. And the crowd was going crazy. And the longer that he was still, the more crazy they were going. I don't know if you've seen it, if you try and check out some of the concert stuff, he'd just be there. And a lot of artists were inspired by Michael, of this generation. So a lot of them will come out and be like, bang. Not even do nothing. Just keeps them going. And that's what you want. You want to the point where when you come out, it's just like, oh gosh. It's just this presence. And even if people don't know of you or who you are, just you walking out, they just see this energy. version of Bruce Lee. It's called The Last Dragon. Yeah, these are inspirations to my madness. And his name is Bruce Leroy. Right? So if you can go on YouTube and you put in The Last Dragon and try and see if you can watch the full movie. Now he's a Bruce Lee fanatic, he loves it, he can do the Bruce Lee everything. But there's a point at the end, if you go near the end, and it's called the Golden Globe. Yeah? And there's a point where the other guy, the baddie, you can watch this fight. The baddie is trying to say, who's the master? He said, who's the master? Who's the master? And he's holding his head and he's putting his head into water. Who's the master? Who's the master? And every time he puts Bruce Leroy's head in the water, Bruce Leroy's going back into all the journey he's had. So he goes into this, you know when they make you go to a Chinese restaurant and you get those things that's got a little saying inside of it.
Fortune cookie.
Fortune cookies. So he goes to the building and then the place of fortune cookies goes, I heard that the master's here. And they go, what do you mean? I've got this and this says the master's here. Where's the master? Show me who the master is. So they open his door and basically there's this machine that creates the fortune cookies. And he goes, there is no master. Basically, the sayings is from this machine. So he's been taking all the information from these fortune cookies thinking that there's the master. But what he then realised was everything that he was taught to become the master. So at a point, he's putting his head together like, who's the master? And he pulls him up at the last and goes, who's the master? And he goes, I am the master. And he holds that man's hand and he starts doing this and he starts laughing. And all of a sudden this golden glow just comes around him. He goes, I'm the master. That's another Neo state. There are moments where we as performers need to have those Neo states, where we start to say, hold on a second, I am that person. Do you understand what I mean? I am that person. I am the master of my art. Whether my technique is right or not, because I'm moving. If I can become a master of my movement, and then take on the techniques that has been around for centuries, then I will ascend to something greater than a master. Do you understand me? And that is the true nature of the steps to greatness. And if you get there, trust me, once you feel that state, has anyone felt that when you're on stage and you just feel like you've gone somewhere else? Yeah. Do not be afraid of that feeling. Embrace the feeling and learn to control that feeling. Because if you can learn to control that, it becomes one of the most greatest feelings ever. And you create what you've asked about your alter ego. You know what I mean? You have to. Another good way of doing that is to find people that's on the same wavelength as you. And people who are on the same spiritual dance journey. So I'm not saying about a religion. No. Spiritual dance journey. There's a passion. Your passion resides through energy. Your energy is created by a spiritual gauge. That you feel like, you know what? Oh, I'm feeling how you move. I'm feeling how you dance. I feel like we can connect. Because then you can create that fusion. And you work together hand in hand. You know what I mean? Find those kind of people that you know you can jam with. Because those are the people that are going to help you elevate and ascend past the master state. You know what I mean? For me now, as a performer, as an artist, I have two things in my head. Do I want to be remembered or do I want to be known? Those are the two things. Do I want to be remembered or do I want to be known? For me, as a company, there's a lot of other companies that were with us when we were doing our thing and they've gone. So they can potentially be remembered. For me, I want to be known. I want to be here. I'm where it's at. Regardless of being, an older generation, if you don't know Boy Blue, then you don't know UK Dance. That's our mentality. And for you as artists, do you want to be remembered or do you want to be known?
So what was the difference again?
For me to be remembered, know is we're there. I don't have to be doing it. I don't actually have to be dancing to still be known. But the presence, it remains inside of the ether. You understand what I'm saying? And it's important to maintain that, because as a performer, every time you step on stage, they expect something delivered. And the more that you have that mentality to be known, is the more that your presence and your performance is going to be strengthened. Because you're not looking at now, you're looking at then. You're looking at what's going to come. Because sometimes when people create work, they create work and they're thinking about, oh, you know, I'll look back at it later, oh, you know, it's all good. Some of my performances, I don't watch them back, you know. I don't watch performances because I'm already thinking about the next one. I've left this one here. I enjoyed that moment. I enjoyed the time I had with it. I need to think about the next one. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And maybe at some point, I will look back at it, because sometimes it is good to look back at what you do. So every now and again, I got on my drive, and I look back at some performances. I catch jokes sometimes with some of them, and I look back and go, oh, that's interesting. This is interesting. And you need to have those good times. So even for you, I would say film yourself. Like do freestyles. I know we're talking about freestyles. Film yourself doing freestyles. Look at what you like and what you don't like, and break it down. And the stuff that you don't like, make it look better. And the stuff that you do like, make it even better. You know what I mean? When you said about your shuffles and stuff like that, your movement, it's just about practice. Constantly looking at variations and variety of stuff. I think for you as well, what's your name? They are. I think because of the company that you're in is very conceptual in its movement and its understanding of stuff. So for you to take yourself to the next level, you know, the staging and stuff like that, it's good for you to start thinking about how you will stage it if you was in that situation to create that, and how you want to present yourself as an individual. Because then that would then inspire the choreographer to take it somewhere else.